Welcome back. You're watching Market Fatafat right here on ET Now, a show where we get you all the stocks moving in trade based on news flow as well as on technicals. And talking about technicals, now we have Kunal Rambhia joining us on the show. Very good afternoon to you, Kunal. Thank you so much for joining us on Market Fatafat. And let's talk about BHEL. Where do you see this one headed from here on after a sharp rally, then consolidatory phase kicking in?
Hi, very good afternoon to everyone. So if you look at the Bhel chart, yes, it's been in the sideways consolidation, was in the sideways consolidation in the past, and it's been 4 days. Now this counter has made a very narrow range, and that range is between 76.5 to around 74.5. So it's a conditional call again. If it crosses 76.5 on a closing basis, I think the major downtrend breakout will come on the chart. And looking at that, I think we can place the target right near to 85. And the stop loss in that case will be 74. So watch out for 76.5 for the closing basis.
All right, there you have it. That's BHEL for you at 76. Moving right on then, newsmaker Wipro is hogging the limelight today, Ashesha.
Board of Directors will be considering buyback in the meeting that is scheduled to happen on 27, that is along with their fourth quarter results. Now analysts expect buyback size to be anywhere between 10 to 10,500 crores. Remember, as on 31st of December, company had a cash position of about 38,000 odd crores. Wipro has stated capital allocation policy of returning back nearly 45 to 50% of their net income to the shareholders, and in light of that, the company has said that they will be considering buyback in the meeting that is scheduled to happen. Let's also look at company's dividend and buyback history then. Remember, in FY 18, 20 as well as 21, Wipro has consistently announced dividend and buyback of almost 100% of the profit after tax that it has reported. In FY21, in fact, buyback announced was to the tune of 9,500 crores on a PAT of about 10,900 crores. Apart from this, it had also declared a total dividend of 1,100 crores. For now, the stock is buzzing in trade today, 2.4% higher on the back of this buyback news.
Okay, let's move on. And Lisa, talk to us about the HDFC group. Why are all these stocks in focus today?
Yes, HDFC Life, which is the top nifty gainer today, has surged in trade. The reason being that RBI has allowed the merged entity, that is HDFC Limited as well as HDFC Bank, to increase their shareholding in HDFC Ergo as well as HDFC Life to 50% before the effective date of merger. Well, please note that the date of merger is expected to be completed by July 2023. So whether the management said that this is not clear whether this will be done through a fresh infusion of funds or whether it will be done through a purchase of shares from the market. On the back of this news flow, Morgan Stanley has come out with a report, and they say that this is structurally positive for HDFC Life. As till date, HDFC Bank was the largest distributor for HDFC Life, but now it is the largest promoter of HDFC Life, and they expect a better alignment for HDFC Life as well as HDFC Bank. So, well, on the back of this news flow, HDFC Life has been surging in trade today, and it has gained the most in the last 1 year.
Out on HDFC Bank, HDFC Life as well as HDFC. Let's move on and talk about Maharashtra Seamless. Now, this stock is in focus. Why the company, actually, the stock price surged as much as 4% intraday when we look at it. And mainly, they bagged an order. This is to supply seamless tubing pipes and accessories, and this order they've received is for 262 crores, and this is from ONGC. The delivery locations are going to be Gujarat, Rajasthan, West Bengal, Assam as well as Tripura as required by ONGC. On the back of this order win, we are seeing a sharp uptick in the stock of 5% as we speak.
Let's move on then and discuss Strides Pharma. Kunal, why do you like the stock?
If you look at the overall formation on this counter, it was a very much sideways consolidation right from January till I think around the beginning of April. This counter came out of this consolidation and the breakout zone was 310, and since then this counter is clearly making a higher top, higher bottom formation. Day before yesterday, I think it was up by around 4%. Today it's up by around 2% and trading near to the mid of the day. But yes, it's a consolidation breakout. It's the first sign one can start accumulating this counter. Stop loss on this counter will be 315. I think this counter can show us 365, 370 in couple of months' time.
Okay, let's get a move on then. And at number 27, it's Shree Cement that's in the spotlight in today's trading session. The company has completed the capacity upgradation. This is of their cement plant, which is located in Jharkhand, which has started the commercial operations on the 21st of April. Now, the cement capacity of the unit has increased from 2.5 MTPA to about 3. MTPA, and the capacity upgradation has been achieved by the process of optimization, debottlenecking and productivity enhancement initiatives according to the company. The cement capacity now stands at increased levels of 46.9 million tons per annum.
All right, moving on, let's talk about ICICI Bank then. That is in focus after it reported its earnings over the weekend. If you look at the NII, it saw an uptick of above 40% on a year-on-year basis, coming at around 17,667 crore rupees. The operating profit also saw a healthy uptick of about 34% on a year-on-year basis, while the provisions marked recovery coming in. The provisions number 28% lower on a quarter-on-quarter basis, coming in at around 1,620 crore rupees. Profits saw an uptick of about 30%, and the gross NPA ratio, if you look at it, saw a decline of about 26 basis points on a quarter-on-quarter basis, coming in at around 2.81%, while the net NPA saw a decline of about 7% on a sequential basis, coming in at around 0.48%. A healthy growth coming in or advances as well as deposits. The core NIMs also seen an uptick of about 20 basis points on a quarter-on-quarter basis. So healthy set of numbers coming in from ICICI Bank. You have brokerages that are giving a thumbs up to this particular counter, wherein CLSA has said that this remains the top pick in the banking space.
Let's move on and talk about ICICI Prudential Life on the charts then, Kunal. This one has seen a correction in the last couple of years. What are the charts indicating now? Finally a turnaround or more downside?
So again, this counter is overall been in the sideways consolidation with negative bias itself. But if you look at the recent performance, this counter made a bottom near to 380 somewhere in the month of March. From there, it went up to almost 460. Post result, there seems to be some profit booking, but it is retesting the breakout zone as of the day. So the stop loss on this counter will be 425. I think this can be a good bargain buying opportunity, keeping that in mind, initiating a buy, 425 being the stop loss. I think this counter is poised for 485 to 490 very soon. But yeah, one needs to be one should be giving little more time. It's not a trading bet.
Okay, watch out for ICICI Pru, not a trading bet. Meantime, Ashesha, Tata Steel, yes, it's a metal stock that you've chosen. So take us through why it's in the news.
Well, yes, Tata Steel is holding up with gains of nearly 0.3%, and this is on the back of a brokerage note. JP Morgan is maintaining its overweight stance on the stock, and they've given a target price of 150 rupees per share. The stock currently trades at 106 odd levels, so JP Morgan sees about 40 to 45% upside from the current market price. They say company has multi-year volume growth pipeline from the second half of FY24. As far as volume growth is concerned, Tata Steel, they believe, can deliver about 6 to 7% volume CAGR in India till 2030. They say potential UK capex remains a key overhang for the stock. For now, they are maintaining their overweight stance with a target price of 150 rupees per share, and that is the reason we are seeing that uptick on the stock, nearly 0.3% higher in trade for Tata Steel.
Okay, then Kunal, Wockhardt, what is that one looking like on the charts? What are the indications? What are the patterns indicating now?
See, again, this is a counter which we are discussing on a week-on-week basis. So this counter made a bottom at near to 145 and made a high of around 175. It's in sideways consolidation now since 5 days. It's on the technical front, it's forming a kind of flag formation. So one needs to check out two levels. The first being 165 being the support level, and on the breakout side it's 175. If someone wants to buy with a favorable risk reward ratio, this is a perfect time to enter. Stop loss being 165. And on the other side, if someone wants to catch the momentum, then it's going to be a breakout of 175. In both the cases, the target will be 189 to 190 zone. But yeah, again, one needs to give little more time because the trend is open, the momentum is still missing out.
All right, moving on. Lisa, Max India, why is this one in news today?
Yes, Max India has updated on their key operational metrics. So they are the holding company of senior care business, that is Antara, and Antara has continued to be well capitalized, and they have a treasury corpus of around 290 crore. Also, their monetizable assets of rupees 160 crore that is expected to support Antara's growth plans going forward. They have also updated on their Dehradun project, when 193 out of 197 apartments have already been sold, and their gross revenue for Antara assisted care service that has grown 48% on year-on-year basis. Also, the bed capacity that has increased by 71% on year-on-year basis from 89 in FY22 to 152 in FY23, and that makes them the largest service provider in the Delhi NCR region. So, well, on the back of a strong operational update from the subsidiary business, Max India is up around more than 6%, and it also touched an intraday high of around 93.5 in today's trading session.
Let's move on and talk about the paint stocks, Kansai Nerolac as well as Asian Paints. Morgan Stanley has come out with a note on this one and specifying about these two stocks that because they are underweight on both Asian Paints as well as Kansai Nerolac. Now, what they're saying is the rising competition is a key theme in the painting segment and no demand-supply mismatch is there currently, but they expect competition to intensify further as players come in, and they believe this risk is yet to be completely reflected in the valuations of the company. That's why they're maintaining an underweight on Asian Paints as well as Kansai Nerolac. And Asian Paints, the target price that they've given is 2,546 rupees per share, while Kansai Nerolac, the target price is 322 rupees per share. Both of these are trading subdued in trade.
All right, moving on, let's talk about Sun Pharma, and this one is declining in today's trading session. Not only just Sun Pharma, you have a lot of pharma majors declining in trade today. Sun Pharma in particular fell as much as about 3%, that is Sun Pharmaceutical, not Spark. We'll have that change for you in a moment or so. But Sun Pharma, that's the one that was under pressure in today's trading session. 3% downtick on an intraday basis is what Sun Pharma logged, marking the sharpest intraday loss since December 8th. The company has flagged a temporary pause in release of batches from its Mohali facility after getting a letter from the FDA directing it to take certain corrective actions before releasing more product batches into the United States. The actions also include retaining an independent CGMP expert to conduct batch certifications of the drugs made at the Mohali facilities. Nomura has warned that the stoppage of supplies can hurt profit margins in the near term as a generic gastrointestinal drug, Pentasa, the largest sales contributor from the Mohali unit for the US business, is a high-margin product. If you look at the stock price, it had hit a lowest level since March 22nd. No doubt the stock has recovered from the day's lowest point, but still trading with a loss of about 1.7% as we speak.
Time to move on then and discuss Kunal's next recommendation. And Kunal, what's the outlook on the charts of Valiant Organics?
See, again, this is a counter which we are discussing since long, along with the other RT Group companies. This company is also performing really well from the extreme lows of 373. It's making a clear higher top, higher bottom formation. On the daily chart, there is a flag formation, and the flag formation breakout is just about to come. That's around 511 or 12. So yes, this can be the shortlisting counter. Keep an eye on the breakout of 512 zone. The stop loss in that case will be 500 levels. I think this counter can now show us the levels of 550 to 565.
Like my policeman. Let's move on then and discuss the next newsmaker in trade today, and Nykaa in the spotlight. And the company has gone ahead and actually seen an appointment of close to 50, a team of 50 in senior leadership positions and senior executives. They will be joining Nykaa, and this is in light of the fact that there have been some massive top-level exits that we've seen for Nykaa in the past few weeks. So a CFO has been appointed. There's a chief technology officer as well that has been appointed recently, so a lot of these teams, a lot in the technology, legal, audit, risk and risk, consumer marketing teams as well that have been appointed of late. And do remember there were a slew of high-level exits. Just recently you had the CEO of Nykaa Superstore, Vikas Gupta, who left. There was Gopal Asthana, who was the Chief Business Officer at Nykaa Fashion, Manoj Gandhi, Chief Commercial Officer, Suchi Pandya, who was the business head, as well as Lalit Pruthi, the finance head. So perhaps now, with the fact that there have been senior executives that have now launched the leadership team, this could give some reprieve to Nykaa.
Okay, let's move on to talk stock number 37, and that is Persistent Systems. Ashesha, why have you picked up this one today?
Be reporting its numbers post-market hours today. As far as expectations are concerned, dollar revenue is expected to see an uptick of about 4% on a sequential basis. Rupee revenue is expected to see an uptick of 3.7%. Margins, meanwhile, are expected to expand a tad bit. They are expected to come in at 15.7% versus 15.4% margins that the company had reported in the previous quarter. Growth leverage, improvement in utilization and moderation in subcontractor expenses is the primary reason why EBIT margins are expected to expand this quarter on a sequential basis. As far as new business TCV of deals is concerned, it is expected to come in the range of 200 to 250 million US dollars. Constant currency growth expected to come in anywhere between 3 to 3.5%. Outlook on services unit, deal wins on TCV and ACV basis, sustainability of margins and capital allocation will be the key monitorables. So on the ahead of its results, the stock is buzzing in trade, nearly 3.5% higher in trade for Persistent Systems.
Persistent Systems for you, but let's take note of the flash on the bottom of your screen. That is AB Capital. It's seen a huge block deal take place. 1.1% equity block deal has taken place. If you look at the share, it is about 2.75 crore shares has changed hands via block deal. So on back of that, you have AB Capital that is in focus in today's trading session, and that 2.75 crore shares translates to 1.1% equity shares. So 1.7% uptick coming in for AB Capital on back of that particular block deal. But moving on, Kunal, HDFC First Bank, how is this one looking on the charts to you?
So that's IDFC First Bank. If you look at the overall formation on the counters chart, then it's a very sideways consolidation right from February till now. This sideways consolidation breakout is coming today, and that's at around 58. The counter is right now trading at 58.2. I think this can be a perfect candidate to accumulate for the long term. The stop loss on this counter can be right now 55, which is 3 rupees away from the present level. I think the target on this can be placed near to 64. We'll keep revising the target again as it continues, but this can be a good momentum play for short-term traders as well.
HDFC First Bank for you. I stand corrected. I think I had too much of HDFC through the course of the day. So yes, IDFC
just a
First
very
Bank.
wild weekend.
Not commenting on that at all.
Okay, let's move on and talk about the next one, and that is Wellspun Enterprises. Lisa, why is this one in focus?
The board has considered the approval of the scheme of amalgamation whereby Wellspun Infra Construct Private Limited, Wellspun Kaveri Infra Projects, Corbello Trading Private as well as RGY Roads Private that will be merged with Wellspun Enterprises. The rationale behind this is to streamline the structure by way of reduction in the number of entities and to make it more simple and transparent, and also to eliminate the doubling of cost, and this will ensure reduction in the administrative as well as the operational cost, and lastly also to reduce the multiplicity and streamlining the regulatory compliances. Well, there will be no change in the shareholding pattern of the company because no shares have been issued in this consideration. So, Wellspun Enterprise is in focus today, and since the news was already well known, the stock is trading flat in today's trade session.
Okay, there you have it. Let's move right on then, and at number 40 discuss Bata India. And Kunal, it's come off from those 1800 levels in the last 6 months or so. When do you see it revisiting that?
So the interesting observation on this counter is that yes, as you rightly said, it came down significantly, and since February, it was in the sideways consolidation, making the equal tops near to 1450 mark. It's been 2 days. This counter has come out of this sideways consolidation on the higher side, presently trading at 1485. I think this can be a good candidate for turnaround story. The stop loss on this counter can be 1400. Obviously, that's far away, but one can accumulate right now. Even on the decline till 1450, which is the first breakout on this counter. I think if this counter turns out perfectly, then the targets on the higher side can be 1650 to 1675.
Okay, watch out for that stock in today's trading session. But meantime, I think we should keep an eye out then on IndusInd Bank, which I believe has come out with its quarterly numbers just now. That should hit the exchanges. But until then, let's move on, Vinny, and discuss ICICI Lombard till we get the initial numbers trickling.
Absolutely. Quickly taking on through ICICI Lombard. Why is this one in focus? Yes, the announcement that has come in terms of HDFC Bank, RBI allowing HDFC Bank to increase their stake in HDFC Life to 50%. So on the back of that positive hope and sentiment coming in that, you know, ICICI Bank has currently 48% stake in ICICI Lombard, and this is as per the March filings. So now if that actually HDFC Bank has gotten this, then maybe this similar thing could come in for ICICI Lombard. And in terms of implication for ICICI Lombard, analysts believe that now they see a possibility of ICICI Bank actually choosing to take its stake up to above 50%, while before they had expected it to be below that 30% according to regulations. Now, in their analyst view, increasing its stake would remove a big overhang on ICICI Lombard stock. So they are remaining positive on this one as of now. ICICI Lombard is in focus, and you can see on the screens we are seeing the numbers coming in. Profits for IndusInd Bank have come in at 2,040 crores, and look at the ET Now poll, it's at 2,000 crores, which is almost in line in terms of the profitability of the company. Keeping an eye out on what is the NII for the number as well. The stock has surely seen an uptick coming in there as well. Let's look at the NII, Cheryl. I think
we have the NPA numbers for you. So let me first talk about gross NPA. It's coming at around 1.98% versus 2.06% a quarter ago. So a marked improvement coming in for the gross NPA numbers for IndusInd Bank. If you look at the net NPA, it's coming at around 0.59% versus 0.62% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. If you look at the NII number, it is coming at around 4,669 crore rupees, which is an uptick of about 17% on a year-on-year basis. So if you look at the asset quality, definitely a marked improvement coming in the asset quality, but the NII number is coming tad bit below the ET Now estimates. 4,750 crore rupees is what we had expected. It's coming at around 4,670 crore rupees. If we will also take a look at more finer details, isn't it, Avan?
Yeah, so we have some more details on the asset quality. The GNPA is at about 1.89% versus 2.06%. So even on that parameter, there has been an improvement on the asset quality. Net NPAs for the quarter gone by stand at about 0.59%. This is versus 0.62%. So there you have it, an improvement on the asset quality, as you said. In terms of the NII number, maybe that as well has come in at about 4,669 crore rupees. Just let's look at the numbers in greater detail. And just going by the year-on-year comparison as well, there's been a 17% growth in the NII, in the net profit number at 2,043 crores versus Q4 FY22 last year, a 46% growth. Provisions at 1,030 crore rupees in the quarter gone by versus about 1,462 crore rupees is lower by nearly 30%. And even on a QOQ basis, you've seen the provisions. They are a little bit elevated, but not as high as 30%. But it has come in this time around at about 1,000. Sorry, the provisions have reduced, pardon me, from 1,065 last quarter to 1,030 crore rupees.